Today I'm going to take you on a tour of Rock City Gardens that is located on Lookout Mountain in Georgia. To take a tour of the gardens, it takes about an hour to 2 hours. But today you get to see it from the comfort of your own home and then decide for yourself if you want to go there. So when you decide to go to Rock City, you're going to want to purchase your tickets online in advance and then just have them ready for when you go. Right now, they currently don't allow you to buy tickets at the main gate. They may change it, but as of this recording, that's the only option was to buy them in advance. So when we went, it was October of 2021, and as you can see, they have it set up for Rocktoberfest, and there was pumpkins everywhere before you go in, and also throughout the park they had it set up that way. So there was lots of different places that you could stop and take photos with your family. There's a place called Fudge Kitchen, which is a really cool place to go in and get fudge or candy. And they also have 2 different gift shops that you can go in. There's a pretty cool waterfall right there, and I'm sure they have it set up for Christmas time as well, but for right now it's all centered around fall. Let no one say, and say it to your shame, that all was beauty here until you came. So the history of Lookout Mountain dates way back all the way to 1823. And it starts with 2 missionaries, Daniel Buttrick and William Chamberlain. So they came to the area to minister to Indians. And on August 28th, 1823, that's when the Reverend Buttrick made an entry in his diary describing the rocks, and he said that the immense size of the boulders were arranged in such a way as to afford streets and lanes. So, by the time that the Civil War reached the slopes of Lookout Mountain, more and more people had discovered what was already being called the Rock City. During the famous Battle of Lookout Mountain, both a Union officer and a Confederate nurse speculated in separate diary entries that one could see 7 states from atop the summit. So Rock City has remained well known to hikers and geologists throughout the later portion of the 1800s, but it would take the dawning of a new century before the famous Rock City would reach its full potential. So the person who eventually would make Rock City a household name was a product of the Tennessee hills. Garnet Carter was born in Sweetwater, Tennessee in 1883, and at the age of 11, he and his family took up residence near Chattanooga on Lookout Mountain. He was a born promoter, and he had tried and succeeded at a number of business ventures before hitting on the idea of developing a residential neighborhood on the top of Lookout Mountain. So, launched in 1924, the new community was to be known as Fairyland, named so because of his wife Frida's longtime interest in European folklore. So, one of the enticing features of Fairyland was to be a golf course, but construction took considerably longer than was planned. In order to appease those who were clamoring to play golf, he responded by fashioning what is now recognized to be the nation's first miniature golf course. Because of its popularity, he decided to franchise this miniature golf concept all over the United States, hence the origins of Tom Thumb Golf. So, while Garnet Carter was putting around with Tom Thumb Golf, his wife Frida Carter had begun a project of her own. The 700 acres of Fairyland also encompassed the legendary Rock City, and Frida set out to develop this property into a rock garden to end all rock gardens. When the Depression hit, Tom Thumb Golf fell to the rough. It appeared to him that Frida's endeavor with Rock City had possibilities. Frida had taken string, and she had marked a trail that wound its way around the giant rock formations, ending at the giant outcropping known as Lover's Leap. She had also collected wildflowers and other plants and had them transplanted along her trail. Her gardening was supplemented by imported German statues of gnomes and famous fairy tale characters, which were stationed at points along the trail. So Garnet realized that his wife had something that lots of other people may be willing to pay to see. And the rest, as they say it, is history. So up on Lookout Mountain, there's 3 different places you can go. You can go to Rock City, you can go to Ruby Falls, and you can also go on the Incline Railway. So you can purchase these separately, or you can do them all 3 as a package. If you go on the Incline Railway, that's basically just going to take you up on the steepest passenger railway in the world. And it takes you up the mountain, and you don't have to go on the railway. You can actually drive your vehicle up there if you want, but it is a pretty cool view from what I've heard. We didn't do it this time, but we may look into doing it in the future. So you also, like I said, can go to Ruby Falls, which is where you're going to go 260 feet down by elevator into the mountain. And you can explore the caverns, and it's going to take you to the tallest and deepest cave waterfall that's open to the public in the United States. And from what I've heard, you're going to learn the story behind the accidental discovery of the cavern, and you're going to see, of course, stunning rock formations and experience the thundering waterfall. And there's panoramic views. So the third thing that you can do is you're going to go to Rock City, which is where I went, and that's going to let you have a self-guided tour along the brow of Lookout Mountain and let you see a bird's eye view from high atop the Lookout Mountain. And of course, there's a climbing wall at Lover's Leap where you can see 7 states. There's the Bird of Prey shows, there's Big Rock Grill, there's Fairyland Caverns. They have different special events and festivals throughout the year. Rocktoberfest was one we went to. They have Enchanted Gardens of Lights and Shamrock City. And so if you just look online for whatever season you're going to go and check it out so that you can plan your visit. So there's 2 bridges, and one of them is just a regular rock bridge, and they also have a swing along bridge, which is a 180-foot long suspension bridge, and it isn't recommended for children, especially by themselves, because there's a very long drop and there's no safety net. But for the adults, it provides a breathtaking view. So definitely check it out. So, Rock City officially opened as a public attraction on May 21st, 1932. And it got off to a slow start because advertising in those days was difficult, especially since Carter's mountaintop attraction was not located in a place that people would just happen to be passing by and take notice. It was at this point another brilliant idea of Carter's was born. He enlisted the help of a young sign painter named Clark Byers, who was hired to travel the nation's highways and offer to paint a farmer's barns in exchange for letting him paint 3 simple words: See Rock City. The distinctive black and white signs appeared as far north as Michigan and as far west as Texas. It soon began to produce the desired effect, and by the close of the 1930s, more travelers than ever had seen Rock City Gardens. Definitely can't just see this anywhere. There are a few places in America where the elevation change takes you high enough and the surrounding terrain is low enough where you can look out and see for miles. Because of the gradual curvature of the earth, and by using high-powered binoculars, you can see hundreds of miles away. One of the places in America where you can see a considerable amount of states is the Four Corners Monument, where you can stand in Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado at the same time. Another is in the Northeast. You can see up to 5 states from on the top of Mount Greylock. The states visible include New York, Vermont, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. Now, while these destinations do provide incredible views, the place where you can view the most states at once is going to be here at Lookout Mountain in Georgia. So it's coincidentally located 25 miles from 3 different states. So the edge of it is already in Georgia and a half a mile from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And if you look southwest from your vantage point at the edge of Lookout Mountain, you'll see Alabama 25 miles away. People also say when the sky is clear and with a good set of binoculars, you can see up to 7 different states. As the story goes, during the Civil War, there was a nurse on Lookout Mountain that wrote, "From this point, on a clear day with a good glass, I think you can see 7 states." The other 4 states that you can see from Lookout Mountain are North Carolina at 50 miles away, Kentucky and Virginia at 120 miles away, and South Carolina at 80 miles away. You have to be in the correct places and using the correct tools to view that far. The 2 places that you can view it is going to be either Rock City, using stationary binoculars, or visiting Point Park and look off of the observatory. What's nice is that here up on Rock City, you don't have to bring high-powered binoculars because they have stationary 360-degree viewing platforms. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe so that you can see where we're headed next. And don't forget to go back and check out all of our Carlisle Farm Life videos to see what's been going on our farm. Have a great day.